other financial assets. So, ano classification ng receivables? Dalawa siya. So, trade and then non-trade receivables. So, review natin, what are trade receivables? So, trade receivables, these are claims arising from normal course of business. So, kung ang business mo ay buy and sell of clothes, so, yung receivables mo from buy and sell of clothes, ay from selling of clothes mismo, yun yung trade receivables mo. Then, non-trade, others. Ibig sabihin, outside or not from normal course of business. So ngayon, dalawang case lang naman yan. Pwedeng 12 months before, less than 12 months yung collection, yung trade receivables, hindi natin kino-consider itong mga to, lahat yun current, automatic yun. Lahat ng trade receivables are current. And then non-trade, kapag less, within one year or 12 months, current, then kapag more than, non-current. So, sige, pag-usapan natin yung normal operating cycle. So, sabi ko nga dito, di ba kanina, within 1 year or more than 1 year, all trade receivables are current. Bakit? Dahil dito sa normal operating cycles. Kasi merong operating cycle na nag-i-exceed minsan ng 1 year. So, ang susundin natin is ito, normal operating cycle. So, whichever is longer tayo. So, pwede kasing maka-classify natin as current, either within 1 year or within normal operating cycle, whichever is longer. Pero, nevertheless, lahat naman yun current kapag trade. So, ngayon, may tatlong klase ng, pag-usapan natin tatlong klase ng form of organization kung ano yung normal operating cycle nila. So, para lang ma-refresh kayo. Actually, hindi lang, kasi sa accounting natin, normally ang pinag-uusapan lang service, merchandising, and manufacturing. Pero marami pang klase ng businesses. Pero anyway, sige, service, ang normal operating cycle niya is from performance of service to collection of cash. By the way, ang definition pala ng normal operating cycle is from the start of the service or from the purchase of goods and then up to the collection of cash. So, ayun, pwedeng nangutang muna si customer and then yung period doon up to the collection of cash, yun yung normal operating cycle. Then merchandising, mag-i-start siya from purchases of goods or goods. And then, ibebenta, syempre, sell, and then, kapag receivable yon, syempre, hahaba pa yon. Meron pang period from selling to cash collection. So, ito yung normal operating cycle ng merchandising and then manufacturing from raw materials, processing, selling, and then collection of cash. Actually, yung normal operating cycle, pag-uusapan niyo yan more deeper sa financial management na subject. Working capital management na tayo. So, sige, screenshot nyo and then move tayo sa different types of non-trade receivables. Kasi yung trade receivables, madali lang ito eh. Common example are accounts receivable and notes receivable. So, non-trade ito, dito kayo malilito kung ano yung mga items within this one. So, sige, screenshot nyo. Brain pa na. So, ano yung first item na pwede nyo ma-encounter sa non-trade? Non-trade receivable. So first is ito, commonly may encounter nyo to, loans to officers. Loans to officers or pwedeng, ano ba yun, shareholders, employees, ano pa ba? Employees, directors. So, ayan. So this is an example of non-trade receivables kasi outside normal course of business yan. Pero receivable siya. So ngayon, kapag ganyan yung account, these are considered as current kapag within 12 months. Within 12 months. And then non-current kapag more than 12 months. So, yun yan. Kapag loans to officers, employees, shareholders, and directors, and shareholders. So ngayon, how about the advances to affiliates? So ito naman, parang intercompany affiliates, advances to affiliates. So dito, dalawa yan, syempre, current and then non-current. So ito, 12 months and then ito, within 12 months and then ito more than 12 months. So kapag current siya, considered siya as non-trade receivables. Non-trade receivables. Pero kapag more than 12 months, this is considered as a long-term investment. Long-term investment. So long-term investment. Ito, parehas lang yan, non-trade receivable. It's a matter of current and then non-current. Pero dito, yung current lang yung non-trade receivable. Next will be advances to suppliers. Advances to suppliers. Ito, anong nangyari dito is parang ano ba to? Bumili ka sa supplier pero sobra. So magkakaroon ka na receivable sa kanila. Advances. So these are, syempre normally, suppliers are, tawag dito, transaction from the normal course of business. Pero it is an advance. So advances. So tinitreat to as non-trade receivable, pero current. Current receivable. Current non-trade receivable. Ano pa ba? Number 4, accrued income. Ano example? Pwedeng rent, dividends, etc. Dividend receivable, etc. So these are normally current asset. Current asset. So sige, screenshot nyo, then pag-usapan pa natin iba pang items na pwede nyo ma-encounter sa non-trade receivable. So sige. Number 5. Deposits to guarantee performance. Baka lang ma-encounter nyo to, pero ako dati hindi ko na-encounter sa problem to. So deposit to guarantee performance or ano yun? Or payment to cover possible damages. Or losses. Kumbaga parang nakipag-transact ka, tapos nagbigay ka ng additional money just to guarantee the performance of the service or pwede naman pang cover ng possible damages. So ito, normally current to. Pero non-trade receivable. And then next will be a deposit. Deposit with creditors. Claims for losses or damages. So same, these are normally current non-trade receivable. Then number 7, claim receivable. From common carriers. From common carriers for damage or lost goods. For damage or lost goods. Or pwede namang claims against creditors for returned or damaged goods. So these are current non-trade receivable. So current non-trade receivable. Then next will be claims for tax refunds or rebates. So these are normally current non-trade receivables. So lahat yan normally current non-trade receivables. So sige, screenshot nyo, then move tayo sa next. Ilang items ba to? 2 items na. So next, number 9, burahin ko muna. Number 9 will be a special deposit on contract bids. Number 9, special deposit on contract bids. So special deposit on contract bids. Kumbaga parang selling transaction pero they are requiring you to deposit for bidding purposes. Para kasi hindi ka bogus, kumbaga parang familiar kayo sa mga second-hand selling of cars. So before you bid a price to them, you need to deposit. So para sigurado na magbibid ka talaga. So special deposit on contract bids, these are normally classified as other non-current asset. So non-current asset unless collectible within 1 year. So this time current na siya. And then last, number 10, debit balance of creditors account. Debit balance of creditors account. So normally, these are current asset. So current asset. So ngayon, kapag material, considered as non-trade receivable. Pero kapag immaterial, maybe netted with AP. So kumbaga overpayment to ng ng accounts payable, itong last. So debit balance of creditors. So sige, screenshot nyo and then next tayo. Sige, before I delete this one, pag-usapan din natin yung isa. Pero hindi naman siya non-trade receivable. How about the credit balance? Credit balance o from customers naman. So ito naman, tayo naman yung tama ba yung term ko? Ito lang, customers credit balance na lang. So customers credit balance. So kabaliktaran siya ng number 10. So dito, dalawa din. So kapag material, current liability. Pero kapag immaterial, pwede siyang inet. So inet sa accounts receivable. So material, current liability, and then kapag immaterial, may be netted to accounts receivable. Sige, delete nyo, screenshot nyo, and then delete ko na yung sa board. Sige, pag-usapan natin measurement ng receivable. Measurement of receivables. So measurement of receivables, dalawa yan, initial and then subsequent syempre. So initial, these are measured at fair value plus any directly attributable costs. And then, subsequent measurement will be amortized costs. Pero pag-usapan na din natin yung topic natin today, accounts receivable. So, how do we measure accounts receivable? So, AR, ang measurement nito normally, normally, fair value lang. Kasi wala namang masyadong directly attributable cost sa AR. Kasi normal course of business. And then subsequent, actually, amortized cost din naman. Pero dito, specific term, net realizable value. So bakit hindi na amortized cost ang ginamit na term? Kasi amortized cost, kapag narinig kasi natin yan, parang gagamit tayo ng present value. Which is tama naman. Pero since AR to, current to current account to. So ito yung proper term, net realizable value. Hindi na tayo gumagamit ng special discounting factors kasi current asset to. Kaya net realizable value. So ibig sabihin, may cost and then may certain items tayong dinededuct to come up with net realizable value. Pag-usapan natin mamaya to. Kung ano yung mga dinededuct sa accounts receivable. So ngayon, before we move sa topic natin, accounts receivable, let's labas natin handout natin. Sagutan natin yung problem, illustration 1. So, sana na-i-print nyo or kung hindi man, balikan nyo na lang mamaya sa recording. So, illustration 1 talks about trade and other receivable. So, trade and other receivable. Burahin ko lang to Sige, screenshot nyo. Yan. So ito sa problem na to, binigyan kayo ng different items of receivable. So i-classify nyo kung trade ba siya or non-trade. Or depende sa tanong. Sa tanong na to, trade receivables and then yung number 2, trade and other receivables. So actually yung trade and other receivables, trade and other, yung other receivable na tinutukoy dito, these are non-trade. Pero, dapat ang isasama mo, yung current lang. current dito sa other receivable. Kasi isang line item to sa FS under current assets. So ngayon, isa-isayin natin. Sabi dito, on December 31, 2021, ABC Company accounts receivable includes the following. So number 1, AR, net of 40,000 credit balance. Net of 40,000 credit balance in customer's account, including 3,000 accounts receivable. Accounts receivable to customers which is definitely uncollectible. So dito ang gagawin natin, kukunin natin yung real balance ng AR natin. Real balance. So ano gagawin ko? I-work back natin. So 240 kasi nakalagay dito. I-add natin yung credit balance. Bakit natin in-add yung credit balance? Kasi this is a current liability. Since the problem is silent, this is considered as material. So walang sinabi. So i-add natin siya. So 40,000 and then i-less mo yung 3,000 na uncollectible. Kasi nga at NRV tayo eh. So equals, I believe 277,000 yan. I-note lang natin. So, ang classification niyan, trade receivable. Trade receivable. So, number 2, MasterCard credit card sale merchandise to customer. So, 150,000 yun. Lagyan natin dito. Trade receivable. Trade receivable. Then, next will be overpayment to supplier. Napag-usapan na natin ito kanina for inventory purchase on account. So, this is an example of, dito ko ilagay sa kabila. So, lagay ko dito. Siguro mas maganda gawa na lang natin ng table. Dito, trade. And then, non-trade. Tapos, lagay ko C para sa current. And then, non-trade. And then, NC para sa non-current. So, lagay ko na dito yung 277,000. And then, nandito yung 150 for the credit card sale. And then, overpayment to supplier, 10,000 nandito. The next line item, accounts payable, net of 30,000 debit balance in supplier's account. So, accounts payable yan. In essence, hindi yan kasama sa receivable. Pero merong debit balance. So, debit balance, na 30,000. This is an example of non-trade receivable. Pero current yun. So, non-trade. And then next, special deposits on contract bids. Special deposits on contract bids. This is an example of non-trade, non-current. So, 110. Then next, dividend receivable. So, accrued income yan. Accrued income, pero non-trade. So, dito natin siya ilalagay. 15,000. Other trade accounts receivable unassigned. So may term na unassigned, pag-usapan natin yan sa receivable financing kapag nandun na tayo. So 70,000 nandito yan. 70,000. And then next, second to the last, advances to receivable from stockholders. So basically ito, advances, these are, tawag dito, non-trade. So depende kung collectible within 1 year or not. So yung 80,000 doon, current. Pero yung the rest, 220, non-current. 220. And then trade accounts receivable assigned, same trade receivable. So ito yung solution natin. Add lang natin yan. Add ko to, ang lalabas, 597,000. Ang sagot sa number 1, 597,000. And then, ito, total lang din natin, pero hindi naman siya tinatanong talaga. Kunin ko na yung calculus. 10 plus 30 plus 15 plus 80. So 135,000. So ito, 330,000. Ito, non-trade receivable pero nasa non-current portion siya, non-current asset portion. So ang tinatanong is trade and other receivable, yung non-trade na current. So pagplasin natin to, 597 plus 135, 732,000. So ang sagot sa number 2, ito. Sagot sa number 1, ayan. Number 1. So trade, non-trade, and then non-trade, non-current. Sige, screenshot nyo. And then move tayo sa topic natin. So mamaya natin sagutan yung illustration number 2. Sige. Sige, before we move sa... Ay, natapos na pala natin, sorry. So, natapos na natin measurement ng accounts receivable. So, let's move on types of discounts. Balikan lang natin. Para lang ma-refresh kayo. So, types of discounts. So, dalawa yan, di ba? Merong tayo tinatawag na trade discount. So ito trade discount, another term for this one is quantity discount. Quantity discount. Ibig sabihin, kapag bumili ka ng bultuhan sa supplier mo, they are giving you trade discount or quantity. Dahil nga sa sobrang dami mong binili. And then may isa naman, cash discount. Ito naman, ang cash discount is para ma-encourage yung customer mo na magbayad within certain terms. So ilang days man yun. So, bigyan ko an example. For example, trade discount, binigyan kayo ng list price. List price of 1 million. So, since marami kang binili, ito, 1 million yung binili mo, binigyan ka ng trade discount amounting to 20%. So, ang gagawin mo, babawasan mo ito ng 20%. So, ano yun, 200,000 trade discount, and then makukuha mo yung 800,000. Ang tawag dito is invoice price. Ito na yung makikita mo sa sales invoice. So invoice price 800,000. Bali, kumbaga parang under the table yung trade discount kasi nakabawas na siya. So ngayon, itong 800,000, ngayon, binigyan ka rin ng cash discount. For example, ang term is, 210, 3, 15, and 30. So, ang ibig sabihin nito, balikan lang natin para lang ma-refresh kayo kung nakalimutan nyo na, pero I'm sure naalala nyo pa to. Ibig sabihin nito, ito pinakadulo, yung 30 days, ibig sabihin, within 30 days mo lang babayaran yung accounts receivable. Lumampas ka dyan, ang tawag na doon is defaulted accounts receivable. So, minsan yung iba, nagbibigay ng charge. So, pwedeng yung accounts receivable, nagiging nadadagdagan kasi nga may default na. Pero ito, pag-usapan natin yung before that. So, ito, ibig sabihin nito, within 10 days, may 2% discount. Then within 11 to 15 days, may 3% discount. Yan yung ibig sabihin niyan. So, ang tawag dyan, cash discount. So, dalawa yun, di ba? Sales discount and then purchase discount. Sales discount on the perspective of seller, then purchase on the perspective of buyer. Pero for discussion purposes natin ngayon, sales discount yung gagamitin natin. So, same concept, kapag nagbayad within 10 days, imbis na 800,000 yung babayaran mo, ang babayaran mo lang talaga is babawasan mo ng 2% yan. So, yun, hindi na natin compute na. Basta babawasan ng 2% or kapag within, parang baligtad eh, no? Dapat mas mataas yung ano yung maaga nagbayad eh. So, yan, mali yung kanina. So, sige, yan yung cash discount. So, ngayon, pag-usapan natin methods. Sige, screenshot nyo muna. Sige. Methods of accounting for cash discounts. Tatlo yun. Gross method, net method, and then the allowance method. Tatlo. Methods. So, meron tatlo. First is lagay ko nga dito. Gross method. Ito yung common na ginagamit. Gross method. Then net method. And then allowance method. Itong allowance method, combination, para siyang ano eh, nung inaral ko siya, binalikan ko, para siya combination ng gross and net method. So, allowance method. Conservative din. So, sige, pag-usapan natin. So, gross method, dito, ni-record mo yung accounts receivable, hindi pa nakabawas yung mga discount. Yung amount naka-gross pa. And then, from the net method, ito naman, ni-record mo yung amounts, pero naka-net na yung discounts. So, mamaya pakita natin. And then, allowance, dito sa allowance, naka-gross yung amount, pero nag-recognize ka ng allowance for that discount. So, mamaya pakita din natin kung paano nangyayari yun. So, sige, meron yata sa problem. Illustration number 3. So, laktawan natin yung 2 Illustration number 3. So, illustration number 3, gross method, net method, and allowance method. So, ang gagawin ko sa discussion is entry yan natin. Sa entry yan, para, yun kasi yung pinaka-basics ng, ng financial accounting reporting. Before you create your own techniques, you need to know the basics, so yung journal entries. So sabi dito, on January 1, 2021, Wakisan Company sells inventory with a list price of 100,000. So list price, 100,000. And then binigyan ka ng discount. Trade discount na 15% and then another 20%. So 15%, 20%, and then 3, 10, and 30 yung cash discount terms. So dito, list price, dalawa yung binigay na rates. Ang gagawin natin, bawas natin yung 15%. So ang gagawin ko, times ko lang by 85%. Equals ko muna yan. Ang lalabas will be 85,000. And then times ko ng another 80%. Binawas ko na yung 20%. So, ang invoice price ko will be, wait lang, calculate natin 68,000. So, laki ng discount. So, from 100,000 list price, naging 68,000. So, grabing tawad. So, ito, tandaan nyo yung invoice price natin. Invoice price, 68,000. So, ngayon, entry yan natin. January 1, nagkaroon ng sales transaction. Sales transaction, from the gross method to normal. Debit AR, credit sales. Amounting to 68,000. Amounting to 68,000. Pero sa net method, same din ang entry, AR, then sales. Pero, dito, naka-net na yung discount. So, 68,000 times, ilang percent ba yun? 97% na lang. Shortcut computation to, binawas ko na yung 3%. So, it's a good. 65,960. So, meron yung discount na 2,040. 65,960 kasi yung discount na 2,040. I-take note lang natin yan. So, dito, ang amount na ilalagay mo, 65,960. So, next, how about the allowance method? How about the allowance method? Dito, but cash. So, debit AR amounting to 68,000. So, combination nga siya ng gross and net method eh. Kumbaga, so 68,000, and then, magsiset up ka ng allowance for sales discount. Allowance for sales discount amounting to 2,040. And then, ang mangyayari, sales mo mababawasan. Magiging parang net method. So, 65,960. So, kumbaga sa present FS presentation, ang net realizable value talaga ng AR mo is 65,960. Kasi AR less allowance, 65,960. Pero ganito siya, ganito yung entry natin sa allowance method. So, 68,000, then sa sales nakabawas na yung sales discount. So, next, case number 1 tayo. Within discount. So, paano daw kapag within discount period? So, kapag within discount period, sa gross method, magre-recognize sa sales discount. Pero dito, hindi na kasi bawas na siya. So, hindi na dito, pag-usapan natin mamaya kung paano yung entry. So, dito, magde-debit tayo ng cash amounting to 65,960. 65,960. And then, magsiset up tayo ng sales discount. Debit. SD na lang ha. SD, 2,040. And then, credit, syempre nagbayad na, AR, amounting to 68,000. And then sa net method, madali lang, debit cash, credit, AR, amounting to 65,960. 65,960. So, allowance, ito, para siyang same ng net, in a sense na babalitarin mo lang yung ginawa mong entry nung una. So, what do I mean by that? Ganito. So, para siyang binaligtad yung entry nung nakaraan. So, cash, imbis sa sales, cash na, 65,960. And then, tatanggalin mo na yung sinet up mong allowance, 2,040. And then, AR, 68,000. So, ganyan yung entries natin on case 1. Case number 2. Case number 2, ang nangyari naman dito is lumampas ng discount. Lumampas ng discount period. So, January 15 doon nagbayad. So, anong entry natin doon? Sa gross method, wala na tayo sa setup na sales discount. Wala na tayo sa setup na sales discount kasi lumampas naman sa discount period. So, debit cash. And then credit AR amounting to 68,000. And then next, how about this one, net method? Sa net method, ang nakolekta natin 68,000. Pero ang AR lang natin, 65,960. Dito, magre-recognize tayo na panibagong account. Ang tawag doon is sales discounts forfeited, which is classified as other income. So dito, cash, 68,000. And then, sales discount forfeited, SDF, 2,040. And then, tanggalin natin AR na naka-record at net amount. So, 65,960. 65,960. So, paano naman sa allowance method? Sa allowance method, dito, magde-debit tayo, syempre magkano yung na-collect mo? 68,000. And then, ang gagawin natin, tatanggalin natin yung allowance. Ganun pa rin. So, lagi tinatanggal yung allowance. Pero dito, nagsiset up din tayo ng sales discount forfeited. So, nagsiset up din ng sales discount forfeited, 2040. Bakit mo kailangan mag-set up? Para ma-cancel yung allowance mo. Kasi, mag-credit tayo ng AR at full amount to 68,000. So kaya nga sinabi ko kanina, parang mix siya ng gross and net method. So sige, screenshot nyo, and then pag-usapan naman natin, paano naman kapag year-end? Nag-coincide. Nag-coincide, dalawang case ulit. Year-end, tapos within discount period pa, pero hindi pa nababayaran. So kasi pag ganun, we need to adjust. Depende sa method na gagamitin natin. Or paano naman kapag outside na discount period, pero di pa rin bayad at year-end. So same, we need to adjust depending on the method used. So sige, screenshot nyo. Sige, next. Pag-usapan natin adjustments. So, ano yung case 1? Mayroon year-end na. Case 1, year-end, reporting period na. Year-end, tapos within discount pa, within discount, pero hindi pa binabayaran ni customer. Not yet paid. Ito yung first case natin. Year-end within discount, not yet paid. So second case will be year-end, case 2. Same, year-end, and then outside discount period. Outside discount period, not yet paid. Itong cases na to, nag-coincide sa year-end. Yung kanina kasi hindi nag-coincide eh. For example, nag-coincide siya. So, anong entry natin for gross method? For gross method, ang entry natin dito, magse-set up na tayo ng sales discount. We need to set up sales discount to bring up your AR to its real value. Kasi ang corresponding credit nito is allowance. Allowance for sales discount. So ang amount 2,040. So 2,040. So ngayon dito, no entry. No entry and then no entry. Bakit? Kasi ito, yung AR mo dito, naka 65,960 na yan. So wala na tayong problema sa net. Same with allowance method. Naka 68,000 naman. Ito, naka 68,000 pero nag-set up na tayo ng allowance. So wala tayong problema kapag ganito yung case. So case 1 year end within discount pero not yet paid pa. Actually, same yan not yet paid So how about case number 2, year-end, outside discount, outside So, ibig sabihin, outside discount, you don't need to recognize sales discount. Kaya, under gross method, no entry tayo. No entry kasi yung value ng AR mo dito, naka 68,000 naman. Kaya wala tayong entry, walang adjustment. So, how about net method? So net method, ang gagawin natin, 65,960 ang amount ng AR natin dun, di ba? So dapat naka 68,000 yan. How do we do that? So ang gagawin ko, magde-debit ako ng AR. So accounts receivable amounting to 2,040. AR, 2,040, and then magkakredit ako ng sales discount forfeited kasi nga outside na siya. Sales discount forfeited, 2,040. Kahit na magbayad si customer pero outside na kasi siya. Kaya wala nang bearing. Kaya i-recognize mo na yan. So dito, sa allowance, mag-adjust din tayo. Bakit? Kasi naka 68,000 naman dito yung AR. So, ibig sabihin, hindi tayo magde-debit ng AR dito. Anong i-debit natin? Yung allowance. Yung allowance na 2,040. Para ang net realizable value ni AR under allowance method naka 68,000. So, dito, magre-recognize tayo ng SDF, sales discount forfeited, amounting to 2,040. So, ulitin ko year-end, pag within discount pa, ito yung entries. No entry dito. Then, kapag outside discount, tas nag-coincide sa year-end, no entry, ito, then ito. So, sige, screenshot nyo. Illustration number 3 to Ilaktawan natin yung 2. Sige, tanggalin ko na Oras na 10 minutes. So ano tayo? Freight terms. Freight terms. So actually, madidiscuss din naman to sa inventories, pero since may effect sa AR, sinama ko na din. So, freight terms. So, meron tayong 4 na freight terms in normal. So, meron tayong tinatawag na FOB shipping point. Then, FOB destination. Actually, reveal lang talaga to kasi nasa basic accounting naman. So, I believe alam niyo na to. So, FOB shipping point, FOB destination, and then meron tayong tinatawag na freight prepaid. And then freight collect. So, freight prepaid and then freight collect. So, ito, FOB shipping point, sabi, ang ownership ay matatransfer. Ownership will be transferred to buyer and then this one, ownership will be transferred to buyer at shipping point. Ito, at destination. Ibig sabihin, pag dumating na sa FOB destination. So, ibig sabihin, itong FOB shipping point and then FOB destination. So, ang question dito, who should record? Who should record the freight charges? The freight charges. So, since dito, at shipping, kay buyer na yung inventory or yung binili yung inventory, kay buyer na. So, at shipping, dapat si buyer na ang mag-record ng shipping fee or yung freight charges. So, ibig sabihin, siya yung magre-record, siya yung may responsibility ng bayad sa freight. And then dito, since yung inventory, si seller pa ang may responsibility up to the destination of the inventory or goods. So dito, si seller ang may responsibility sa freight. Siya yung dapat mag-record. Pero ngayon, meron tayong terms na freight prepaid and then freight collect. So dito, ang question dito, sino nagbayad? So, sino nagbayad? So, hindi ibig sabihin na FOB shipping point, dapat si buyer magbayad, siya rin talaga yung nagbayad. So, something like that. Pag-usapan natin yan mamaya. Or next week, hindi na yata aabot. So, freight prepaid dito. So, freight prepaid, ang nagbayad dito is si seller. From the word itself, prepaid. Ibig sabihin, nung lumabas yung goods, bayad na yung freight charges. Dito, upon collection ng payment. Upon collection. So, ibig sabihin, si buyer ang nagbayad. Si buyer. So, sige, I'll end our discussion dito. And then, sagutan natin next meeting yung illustration number 2. Then, yung other. Ngayon, before natin tapusin, relevant dates lang siguro. Ano ba ngayon? October 3. Same with ano ba? Bali nakapag-quiz 1 and quiz 2 naman na kayo. So, meron tayong long quiz number 1 or monthly exam number 1 sa darating na Wednesday. Ang topic is cash and cash equivalent, bank recon, and then proof of cash. Yan yung topics niyan. And then midterm, sa midterm naman, either third or fourth week of October. So ito yung relevant dates natin. So sige, if you have any questions, feel free to to chat me, PM, or dito sa chat box natin dito kung may question kayo before I end. So sagutan nyo na in advance yung handout natin para sabayan nyo ako kapag nagsasagot tayo. So sige, thank you everyone for attending our class today. See you later sa auditing problems.
Thank you, sir.